Miami Killeen Senior High School, Challenge 1, Forgotten Food Forests, 2020 through 2021, by Bella Hurtado, Yesenia Alonso, Nicholas Mazzo, and Adrian Montan.
Hey, I'm Yesenia Alonso.
So, what exactly is sustainable agriculture, you may ask?
Well, it's an environmentally cautious way of meeting society's present food and textile needs while expanding the Earth's natural resources base and replenishing soil fertility. This practice results in some amazing benefits that include, but are not limited to, farmers reducing their reliance on non-renewable energy, reducing chemical use and saving resources, increasing profitable farm income, and promoting environmental status. However, sustainable agriculture has recently faced many problems due to a lack of diversity in the amounts of edible plants that can be cultivated and marketed. According to the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, only 30,000 of 350,000 known plant species are edible. Wow. Furthermore, our diets are now constricted to the few 170 plant species that are cultivated on a significant scale, most of which our caloric intake is obtained from just 3 grass croppings: rice, maize, and wheat. This problem needs to stop immediately, like right now, because relying on such few plants could pose threats to everyone around the world if a disease were to occur, by spreading it at a fast pace and leaving us vulnerable. And we wouldn't want that now, do we? Anyways, climate change is a significant factor to the threat of sustainable agriculture and our ability to grow staple crops in many locations that aren't always in the best conditions due to droughts, flooding, and rising temperatures. That's it from me. Now,
Hi, my name is Nicholas Mazzo, and today I'm going to show you a couple examples of forgotten foods. The first one being fonio. Fonio is considered a millet species and contains very small seeds. It has a lot of nutritional value containing, for example, like them containing high dietary fiber. It is one of the fastest growing cereals because it takes only 6 to 8 weeks for them to fully grow. They grow best in dry climates and can also grow in soils that do not have lots of nutrients. The reason why it's not so popular around the world is because of how tedious the process is to harvest them. Because the grains are so small, they have to ground them up with sand. And in order for the grains and the sand to be separated, the person harvesting them must use water. Imagine doing this in a global scale and how costly it would be. Another example would be purslane. Purslane is a plant that's normally eaten in Europe, Middle East, and Asia. It grows close to the ground and has smooth red-tinged stems and leaves. It can also survive in areas that are susceptible to droughts and poor compacted soils. The whole plant is edible, including the roots and the stems. It could also be eaten raw, or it can also be sautéed. It has been overrun in the crop industries because of popular crops like corn, wheat, and other plants. And another factor is that lots of scientists have not done as much research as, the other popular crops. Another example would be a tree called carob. It is a tree that grows in the Mediterranean climate in the Middle East, Europe, and Africa. It is part of the legume family and it produces edible pods that look dark brown and elongated. It takes a full year for the pods to ripen, and they end up ripening during early fall. The tree can survive tough conditions like droughts. They can also survive exposure to salt in the soil and rainfall. A lot of these forgotten foods have one thing in common, though. They can all survive in tough conditions, which can help with sustainable agriculture. Has come up with sustainable development goals. The Sustainable Development Goals were adopted by the UN in 2015. They were made to fight poverty and make sure that there was peace and prosperity around the world. Trying to fight poverty is one of the greatest challenges that we face. And through the Sustainable Development Goals, the UN says they're going to make sure to eradicate any sort of poverty by 2030. They also have a call to action to end world hunger. The number of malnourished people has been cut in half in the past decade due to economic growth and prosperity. However, many countries still face this problem today. So UN has decided to try to eradicate world hunger by 2030. They also want everyone to have health coverage because many countries don't have health coverage for its citizens due to their economic situation or their political situation.
Hey guys, I'm Bella, and today I'm about to show you an amazing topic about how diversity in plant species help our future food systems. I will also be mentioning the benefits of environmentally and socially diversity of crops. To begin with, what is the future for our food systems? Well, you would have to use your imagination, of course, but to make life easier, the answer is agricultural biodiversity. It includes better food security, adapting to climate change, reducing poverty, and ensuring sustainable agriculture. However, unfortunately, sustainable agriculture is not being implemented efficiently nor even used at all, causing the soil to become less enriched. If our society implements more diversity in plants and crops, then it would ensure food security. Not to mention, rising populations and deteriorating environments only raise the stakes. But we have a solution. We as society can provide a greater diversity of genetic resources and gene banks to help ensure a secure food supply at more stable prices. It provides the raw genetic material to breed for a more nutritious food supply, increases the access of the poor to more affordable and healthier foods to fight malnutrition. But wait, I'm not finished yet. Climate change also has been an issue environmentally. Did you know we can tackle it by growing more varieties of vegetation in order to face the challenges of climate change? The development of crop varieties that can cope with heat, drought, flood, and any other weather extremes are most important steps we can take to adapt to climate change. To conclude, farmers can use a broader variety of available crops to construct their own agricultural systems with low environmental impact by using this technique of creating a more sustainable agriculture. Thank you. Next going.
And to finish up this video is me, Adrian Montaner. Through these diverse methods, many issues with our modern society could be resolved. The UN, United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, consist of goals made to transform our world for the better. By expanding the biodiversity in agriculture, you can produce more food for more people, solving Goal 2, Zero Hunger. It also assists in Goal 3, Good Health and Well-being. Also, by expanding the diversity of plant species, we also produce more options for food and meals, which in turn make it so we produce more food for the mass population. For example, purslane, fonio, and carob are 3 plant species grown in the Mediterranean climate around the Middle East and Asia. All 3 plant species are capable of surviving in dry climates, the carob even being capable of surviving a drought. These are just examples of what these underused crops can do, and we aren't even listing which ones can survive in naturally cold climates. If we don't take advantage of plants like these, that can both help us lower the stats of world hunger, but also can be all the more resilient to both warm and cold climates, whichever it is, we would be ignoring an incredibly valuable asset.